Hi everyone, and welcome to The Endless Desires. Ted, I'm Yogesh Singh. For over 15 years, I've been deep in the trenches of pharmaceutical sales, hammering out business development deals, and really focusing on client relationship management. Today, I want to get raw and real about something I see all the time. Why so many incredibly talented people jump into sales full of fire, only to burn out and quit within 1 or 2 years. It's a brutal churn, and it doesn't have to be that way. I've seen it happen countless times. The excitement, the initial wins, then the grind hits, the rejections pile up, and that spark just fades. But I'm still here, not just surviving, but actually thriving, building something meaningful. So what's the secret sauce? What kept me in the game when so many others tapped out? It's not some magic trick, it's a mindset, a series of principles that became my bedrock. And that's what I want to unpack with you today. We're going to dive into the nitty-gritty of what it really takes to build a long-term successful career in sales. Forget the get-rich-quick hype. This is about resilience, purpose, and the practical strategies that helped me navigate the storms and find real fulfillment in this profession. So if you're in sales, thinking about sales, or even struggling in sales, this one's for you. Let's get straight into it. No fluff. 15. All right, let's talk about the absolute foundation, the thing that, if you don't have it, you're building your sales career on quicksand. From day one, I made a pact with myself. I wasn't just there to move units or hit a quota, I was there to solve genuine problems. In pharma sales, this became crystal clear. I wasn't just pushing medicine, I was having conversations with doctors about how new treatments could genuinely help them treat their patients better. Real people, real illnesses, real impact. That connection gave every single interaction profound meaning. When you believe you're contributing something valuable, the inevitable rejections sting a little less. The tough days don't break you, they refine you. Because you know, deep down, that you're fighting for something more than just your own bottom line. It's about the cause, not just the commission. If your only motivation is the paycheck, you're vulnerable. The moment the money isn't flowing as fast as you want, your drive will evaporate. But when you're tethered to a purpose, a mission to serve, to solve, to improve, that's an unbreakable chain. I saw colleagues chase the quick buck, the flashy deal, and many of them burned out fast. They were sprinters in a marathon. My energy, my drive, became renewable because it was internally generated, fueled by the impact I knew I was making. This isn't about being naive or altruistic to a fault. Sales is about results, absolutely. But the sustainable results come when your work is aligned with a purpose that resonates deeper than your bank account. So my first piece of advice, find your why. Dig deep. What problem are you really solving? Who are you really helping? Connect with that. Let it be the fuel that powers you through the inevitable grind. Now, let's get brutally honest about something else. This idea of the born salesperson, the smooth talker who can sell ice to an Eskimo, it's mostly a myth. Sure, some people have natural charisma, but charisma without relentless consistency is like a Ferrari with no gas. You don't need to be a natural to win in sales. What you absolutely need is to show up. Every single damn day. I'm talking about the unglamorous, unseen work. The daily grind. There were weeks where it felt like I was shouting into a void. No conversions, zero, zilch. Doors metaphorically, and sometimes literally, slammed in my face. Emails unanswered. Voicemails unreturned. It would have been so easy to just say, this isn't working. But that's where the consistency kicks in. Even on those zero conversion weeks, I still made the calls. I still sent the follow-up emails. I still showed up for every scheduled client meeting. Sales is a numbers game, yes, but it's also a game of attrition and persistence. The people who succeed are the ones who simply refuse to be outworked. Success in sales is far less about being the smartest person in the room and far more about being the most doggedly consistent. It's about the compound effect of small daily actions. One more call, one more email, one more meeting, one more attempt to understand a client's needs. Chapter 3. Relationships over revenue. Play the long game, people first. This next one was a massive unlock for me, a real turning point in how I approached everything. For a long time, like many in sales, I was focused on the deal, the close, the immediate win. It's natural, right? We're often compensated that way. But I realized I was playing checkers when I should have been playing chess. The big shift was when I consciously decided to stop chasing quick wins and start meticulously building long-term, authentic relationships. It means genuinely investing time, energy, and empathy into understanding your clients beyond the surface level. What are their real needs, the ones they might not even articulate clearly at first? What are their deep-seated pain points? When I started dedicating real effort to this, actively listening, asking better questions, remembering the little details, following up not just to sell, but to offer value or support, something incredible happened. Trust began to form. And when clients see that you genuinely care about their success, that you're not just trying to extract a commission from them, but that you're invested in their outcomes, that's when the dynamic shifts. You stop being a vendor and start becoming a partner. And guess what follows trust? Sales. Sustainable sales. Repeat business. Referrals. Because people buy from people they know, like, and trust. Chasing the quick deal often means cutting corners, being pushy, or not fully understanding the client's context. That might get you a sale today, but it burns the bridge for tomorrow. Building relationships is about laying strong foundations, brick by brick, for a future of mutual benefit. This approach requires patience, and patience is a superpower in a world obsessed with instant gratification. It means sometimes saying no to a deal that isn't the right fit, even if it means missing a short-term target. Because your reputation, your integrity, and the long-term health of your client relationships are infinitely more valuable than any single commission check. This is about building an ecosystem of trust, not just a list of transactions. So I urge you, shift your focus. See every interaction not just as an opportunity to sell, but as an opportunity to build. Listen more than you talk. Seek to understand before you seek to be understood. Chapter 4. Learning never stops. Stay curious, stay humble, stay growing. If you think you know it all in sales, you're already on your way out. This industry, the markets, customer behaviors, technologies, everything is in a constant state of flux. What worked yesterday might be obsolete tomorrow. The moment you stop learning is the moment you start stagnating. I made a commitment early on. I would be a lifelong student. I devoured everything I could get my hands on. I read industry journals to understand the latest trends in pharmaceuticals and healthcare. I listened to podcasts and audiobooks on sales techniques, negotiation, and human psychology during my commutes. I observed senior colleagues, mentors, even competitors. What were they doing well? What mistakes were they making that I could learn from? This wasn't just about formal learning. Some of my most profound lessons came from the toughest experiences. Every rejection wasn't just a no. It was an opportunity to analyze what went wrong. Did I misunderstand their needs? Was my approach off? Could I have communicated the value more effectively? Each no became a data point, a piece of feedback that, if I was humble enough to accept it, could make me better for the next attempt. Mentorship played a huge role too. Finding people who had been there, done that, and were willing to share their wisdom was invaluable. And this isn't just about finding one guru. It's about building a network of advisors, people who can offer different perspectives. I actively sought out mentors, asked questions, listened intently, and most importantly, I acted on their advice. The pharmaceutical industry, for example, is incredibly dynamic. New drugs, new research, changing regulations, you have to stay on top of it. If a doctor asked me a question I couldn't answer, I didn't bluff. I'd say, "That's a great question. Let me find out the most accurate information for you and get back to you." Then I'd go do the homework. Chapter 5. Routine plus discipline equals sign, freedom structure isn't a cage, it's your launch pad. This might sound counterintuitive to some, especially those who think sales is all about freewheeling charisma and spontaneity. But I'm telling you, the secret weapon for long-term success, and ironically, for achieving real freedom in this career, is routine and discipline. I learned early on to treat sales not as some unpredictable hustle, but as a true profession, demanding the same level of structure and rigor as any other high-stakes career. I developed a schedule, a framework for my days and weeks. This wasn't about being rigid to the point of inflexibility, but about creating a consistent operational rhythm. Time blocking for prospecting, for client meetings, for follow-ups, for administrative tasks, for learning, it all had its place. This structure ensured that the important, but not always urgent tasks didn't get perpetually pushed aside by the crisis of the moment. It brought order to the potential chaos. Preparation became non-negotiable. Before any significant client meeting, I did my homework. I researched their company, their recent activities, their potential challenges. I reviewed our past interactions. I thought about their specific needs and how my solutions could genuinely address them. Walking into a meeting unprepared is disrespectful to the client and a recipe for failure. That discipline of preparation consistently set me apart and built my confidence. Tracking my performance was another critical piece. Not just the sales numbers, but the activities that led to those numbers. How many calls did I make? How many meetings did I secure? What was my conversion rate at each stage of the funnel? This data wasn't for self-flagellation. It was for insight. It showed me what was working, what wasn't, and where I needed to adjust my strategy or improve my skills. You can't improve what you don't measure. This disciplined approach, this commitment to routine and structure, did something remarkable. It helped me avoid burnout. When you're constantly reacting, constantly scrambling, it's exhausting. But when you have a plan, a system, you operate with a sense of control and purpose. Outgrow your journey, your success, keep selling, keep growing. So, that's a glimpse into what's kept me going and hopefully thriving in this incredible, challenging, and rewarding world of sales for over 15 years. It's not about secret formulas or overnight transformations. It's about purpose, consistency, building real connections, never stopping that learning curve, and embracing the discipline that actually sets you free. These are the pillars that have supported me, and I genuinely believe they can support you too, no matter where you are in your sales journey. Thanks so much for listening, for investing your time with me today on The Endless Desires. Ted. If any of this resonated, if it sparked an idea or gave you a little bit of fuel to keep pushing forward, please do me a favor and share it with someone else who might be thinking about giving up, or someone who's just starting out and needs a roadmap. And hey, if you've been in sales even longer than I have, or if you have your own hard-won insights, I'd absolutely love to hear your story in the comments below. Let's create a community here. Let's learn and grow together. This is Yogesh Singh signing off from The Endless Desires. Ted. Remember, the journey in sales is a marathon, not a sprint. There will be ups, there will be downs, but with the right mindset and consistent effort, you can absolutely build a career that's not just successful, but deeply fulfilling. Until next time, keep selling, keep learning, and most importantly,